news this afternoon. The state Senate will not meet next month to redraw Indiana's congressional maps. This potentially ends a months-long fight that drew national attention. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berquist has been gathering reaction all afternoon. Joins us now in studio. Garrett.
Phil, Senate President pro tempore Rod Bray says his caucus does not have the votes to support mid-decade redistricting. For the moment, at least, Bray's announcement appears to be final. The Trump administration has pushed Indiana lawmakers for 3 months to redraw the maps. But on Friday afternoon, Bray said, over the last several months, Senate Republicans have given very serious and thoughtful consideration to the concept of redrawing our state's congressional maps. Today, I'm announcing there are not enough votes to move that idea forward, and the Senate will not reconvene in December.
I think we've heard again and again from Hoosiers across this state that this is not the direction they wanted to go, so I'm relieved, and I'm really thankful that we can return to issues that really are impacting Hoosiers most.
Governor Mike Braun had called a special session to redraw the maps. State lawmakers plan to meet during the first 2 weeks of December, effectively starting the 2026 short session early. Time was short. Candidate filing runs from January 7th to February 6th. Braun says on X, I called for our legislators to convene to ensure Hoosiers' voices in Washington, D.C. are not diluted by the Democrats' gerrymandering. Our state senators need to do the right thing and show up to vote for fair maps. Yoder says Democrats will remain vigilant, but she thinks it's not likely Bray will reverse Friday's decision or bring it up when lawmakers convene in January.
I think we have turned a page for Indiana history. Maybe we've made history, I don't know, but we've certainly turned a page, and we are looking ahead to this 2026 session to get down to the business of what Hoosiers want us to do, and that is to address affordability and to address the economy.
State lawmakers will still meet on Tuesday for Organization Day. That's the ceremonial start of session. After that, the Senate plans to reconvene on January 5th. I asked multiple Republican members of both the House and Senate for a response to Bray's announcement. All of them said they were unavailable or else they did not respond to my request for comment. I'm Garrett Berquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
All right, Garrett, thank you very much. For more on this, let's bring in two members of Indiana's best political team, Republican Whitley Yates and Democrat Lindsey Hake. Good to see you both. Thank you so much for stopping by on a very busy afternoon. Whitley, we'll start with you. Your initial reaction to this breaking news.
Wow, I mean, so there's a lot to take in here. I think it was a very strong show of leadership for Bray to say, hey, we're not voting on this. We don't have the votes. But it was an even stronger show of leadership for Governor Braun to call upon them to still vote. It doesn't mean you have to vote for it, but I do believe when it comes to democracy, the constituents deserve to know where each one of the senators and members of the House stand.
Lindsey?
This is just a great victory for democracy. You know, everyone's talking and putting this in a partisan lens. I actually think it's a better victory for all of us. And when you think about how gerrymandering was very frankly set to crack and pack our district here in central Indiana, you know, this is a huge victory, so we get to avoid that.
What do you think, speaking politically, though, what do you think this says, Lindsey, for both parties?
Oh, I think it's too divisive to bring to the Senate floor. Even if you were to have a vote, there would be no movement forward. It's very rare to have something move out of the Indiana House or Senate that's not guaranteed. I mean, when you have a very close vote in especially the Senate, when it's like a 25-25 and you have to have a break with the lieutenant governor, it is like seeing a dog walk on its hind legs. It is does not happen every day.
Whitley, your thoughts on that, politically speaking?
I mean, I've been on TikTok. I've seen dogs walk on their hind legs many times. But what I will say is it is very interesting that Governor Braun has signaled that he does want them to show up and do their job. And so what that will do is politically it will force members of the Senate, members of the House to basically be put on blast to show where they stand on redistricting, which could or could not play well during their next run for House, or it could help them. It really just depends. But I think based upon what we've been seeing nationally and the pressure that's been on Indiana Republicans, those who vote to not redistrict may be on the chopping block.
Do you think this is going to, once it does make its way to the White House, what do you think the reaction is going to be there?
Disappointment and disgrace. are the two words that come to mind. I think it's incumbent upon Republicans to want to fulfill the agenda of the Republican president. And I think that that is in the best interest of the country. And so, you know, Bray coming out and stating, hey, we're not going to vote on this. We don't have the votes. And Governor Braun signaling everyone should vote and be on the record for how you voted is very, I believe, important.
We're almost out of time, Lindsay, but just one more question. What do you think? How do you think this looks on the Braun administration?
Not great. I think it's not, it's definitely, and I guarantee you President Trump already knows and is already aware. We move at the speed of light here, and I'm not sure it's a great day for the Braun administration, and we'll see how this moves forward. We'll see a lot of back and forth between the second and third floor of the State House.
Okay. Good to see you both. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you. We are getting some reaction to this. Indiana congressmen are reacting to this decision. Democrat Representative Rodric Carson issuing a statement saying prayer, people, and partnerships power change. Hoosiers do things differently. We're about collaboration, not division. We're about independent thinking, not taking orders from Washington. Republican Representative Marlin Stutzman said this on X. This is simply unacceptable. Democrats are gaining ground in their states before our eyes, and Indiana state senators are rolling over and letting the left overtake us. What will it take for Republicans to want to win? Stay with News 8 for updates on this breaking story. Gina, on over to you.